friends, welcome back to Founders Collective. I'm Andrea, and today we are going to do something a little different than we have been. Think of this episode as a mini workshop. This will be a working session where I'm going to walk you through how blogging can be one of your hardest working tools in your small business toolbox. Before we dig in, just a quick reminder, you can find all the resources I mentioned today at founderscollectivewi.org/resources. Okay, grab a notebook because this one is going to feel a little bit like class. Let's dig in. I know blogging can feel a little bit old school, but I promise it is making a bit of a resurgence. Wasn't everyone kind of blogging back in 2009? And I don't necessarily mean like putting out recipes or writing these lengthy descriptions on all these different things, but blogging is not dead. And it's not dead specifically for the purposes of SEO and AI search. How many of you are using AI to search for things? I don't know how to write for social media. What should I make for a post today? What type of graphic? Maybe it even made a graphic for you. When someone asks Google or an AI tool, where can I find the best home renovation expert? Where are the best spots to buy fresh flowers in Wisconsin? The algorithms aren't necessarily pulling from random thoughts. It is a machine. I affectionately say you kind of have to train your dragon with it, right? You have to train this thing. They're pulling these thoughts, right? I'm just going to call them that, from published indexed content. So your website, your blog, anything you've published out there that Google has indexed, they've already read and like checked off, hey, we already know this content. If you don't have that content, AI can't find you. Plain and simple. Here's an interesting stat that I pulled from HubSpot's State of Marketing report. It's super fascinating. Some of the information is useful and some of it, it's okay to lump. Businesses with active blogs generate 55% more website visitors and 67% more leads. Who wouldn't want almost 70% more leads than businesses without them? So if you have the capability to blog, which most of us do as we have an active website, well, get out there, start talking about something. Use your unpaid intern, right? Your AI chat, whichever one of you're choosing. There's tons of them. Choose one of them to help you write a framework for your blog. Give me 3 things to talk about. And one of those is going to spark a great thought. Take it and run with it. Here's another fun stat. According to a 2025 projection, more than 77% of internet users are reading blogs regularly. That's fantastic. That's wonderful information. People may not even realize they're reading a blog. Hey, I read an article. I had a news information, but anytime we're Googling things like the best coffee shop near me or how to fix something on your car, your truck, you're definitely landing on some type of blog. You're landing on an information page that's going to tell you more about something. They're going to tell you that step-by-step process. They're going to take you to a YouTube video as well. There's tons and tons of information in a blog. Here's something I want you to take away. Your blog isn't necessarily about writing essays. That was always such a bore in high school, wasn't it? Maybe even in college too. Why do I have to write an essay about something I don't really care about? It's different. It's your business. You started it because you care. So tell us about it. Tell us why you care. It's always the most interesting thing to listen to someone who is a subject matter expert, someone who cares very much about what they do, gloriously tell us about all of those beautiful information. We want to listen to them. We can't wait to hear more. They're excited about their topic, so we're excited about their topic. Let's get excited about it. So your blog isn't about writing that boring essay because we have to. It's about answering the questions that your customers are already asking. They're already asking Google, where do I? How do I? Where is? They're already out there asking that. Be the answer. Be there. Let's reframe blogging a little bit rather from that essay model. Let's reframe it a bit. It's not a journal. It's not a Dear Diary. Well, this week we did blah, 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 blah. That's social media. That's reels. That's stories. That's where I want you to pour your video content into. Your blog Think about it as your customer service kind of on autopilot, right? It's if you had to think of some of the common questions people are going to be asking you, maybe it's, do you do custom orders? Maybe what's the difference between oak or maple flooring? Or how do I know when my roof needs replacing, right? I'm trying to think of lots of different service providers out here in our community. You've had to explain that over and over again. When do I do this? How do I do that? That can be a little bit tiresome as the business owner. Write a blog about it. So when your client Googles it, you're the answer. If you've written a blog post about that, you've just multiplied yourself. You have just placed yourself in everybody's pocket. You want to be there 24/7. Even when you're sleeping, you're still answering their questions. So let's pause. Let's take a moment and write down. Take your notebook. Here is what your blog should do. Your blog should answer the questions your customers are already asking. I'll say that one more time. Your blog should answer the questions that your customers are already asking. All right, let's roll up our sleeves. If you are ready to start blogging, or maybe you started it once and quit and it felt overwhelming or it was awkward, here's where to begin. Step 1, find your topics. Write 1 to 10, grab your notebook and write 1 to 10 on there. That's your starter pack. Can it be once a week, twice a month? Well, maybe you would just extend it. You got 10 blog posts. Well, there's 5 months if you're doing twice a month. Isn't that great? You just took care of that. Here's some simple ideas for thinking about your posts. Is it maybe the top 5 questions they always ask you? If you have an FAQ section on your website, you're already halfway there. You just need to tell us more about those. Is it a how-to guide related to your product or service? Tell us how to use it. Are you using images and then putting them on your Pinterest? Are you also linking to YouTube videos? These are great things to do. Is this a behind the scenes of your process or maybe your people? Are you introducing us to your staff? Is this maybe a myth busting post? Here's another one. Is this a story about one of your customers? Can they give you maybe some images, some user generated content? Step 2, keywords. Let's not make keywords scary. I know keywords can sound technical and do I have to know this and where do I find it and what about that? Think like your customer. What would they type into Google to find you? Sprinkle it into your title, your paragraphs, your headings. These are keywords. We can do an SEO episode later, but this is a little bit about keywords. Step 3, formatting. People don't read walls of text. It's easy for some of us who are storytellers to go on and on and on and wax poetic about all of these different things. And we're really excited about our topic. And I don't want you to lose that enthusiasm, but break it up a little bit. Social media of the last year or so has shown us that people are willing to read our information as long as we can break it up a little bit. That's where some of your headings and maybe a little bit of creative spacing, adding in some images, maybe some video links in there. Keep it interesting for your reader. Some bullet points, numbered list, and of course, add some buttons in there. What are they supposed to do after they've read this blog? Do they set an appointment? Do they get directions? What are they supposed to do while they're reading this? Make sure those buttons are included, not just at the end. Here's the part where it gets really interesting. There are tons of different AI tools out there. ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Claude, they're all now powering all sorts of different search results. But where does that result come from? Your polished content. You've already said, yes, I want this to be indexed by Google and I want this to be searched by Google because you've linked your Google business profile. If you're not publishing this information, you are invisible for AI searches. Anytime you punch into Google right now, if you grab your phone and you punch into Google, that AI search is going to pop up on top. Most people are now not even going to go to that first search result. Their answer is included in that AI result. And another survey, because I love to give you information that is not just, these aren't just Andrea's ideas. These are truly facts and information that I'm pulling for you from reputable sources. According to 2024 data, there is a 65% of AI search answers include at least one piece of blog content. That's fascinating. So of course, the ones who are blogging are the ones who are feeding the machine. If your information is out there published, that's the one that's going to be consumed. So when someone asks me, hey, how do I show up in AI searches? How do I even get recognized out there? Create some blog content. Get some reputable information out there. Keep your website updated. Update your Google business profile. Make sure you have a robust digital footprint to be found by your ideal.
Hey, fellow founder. If you are finding value in the Founders Collective, I would love for you to support the show over at Buy Me a Coffee. Think of it as tossing a couple bucks in the tip jar to say, hey, thanks, this helped me today. Your support helps keep the mic on, the episodes coming, and our coffee brewed. You can also become a member and get access to exclusive bonus episodes, behind-the-scenes chats, and some free downloads to take your business even further. Just head to buymeacoffee.com/founderscollective or click the link in our show notes. Thanks for being here, and thanks for being the kind of founder who builds things that matter.
Here's the fun part. We get to use your blog content more than once. We are going to work so much smarter and not at all harder here. Once you've written a blog, I don't want you to let it just sit there. I want you to repurpose it. Your blog can become at least 5 different pieces of content. So I want you to jot this piece down, grab your trusty notebook again. It's a little bit of a math equation here. 1 blog equals 5 pieces of content. Please don't think that you have to be some sort of tech or creative writing genius to make a blog work for you. Here are some incredibly simple tools for blogging. I'm going to be an advocate for Wix websites and blog hosting. Wonderful place to start, incredibly easy to use. Their studio system is very simple to use. If you have questions about that, please send me an email or leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you so we can make this make sense for you. There's so many different places to host things. My personal favorite is Wix. If you are worried about sounding professional, you can always run your content through Grammarly to clean it up a little bit. That's going to polish things. You can use Canva, which is a free tool to make some very beautiful blog graphics. And of course, you can use all sorts of different email integrations. And Wix, again, my personal favorite, has email marketing built right into the website system. But there are tons and tons of different email systems to use. Constant Contact is one of them. And if you're an Envision Greater Fond du Lac member, then you do have a Constant Contact perk. So I would contact their membership rep. His name is Mike. Get in touch with Mike and see how you can start utilizing that. Let's wrap this up a little bit. Blogging is certainly not dead. It is alive, it is thriving, and it is especially for those of us out here in rural communities. It's not just writing for the sake of writing because you know you have to. It's not keyword stuffing like it's 2005. And it is truly about building that EAT, right? Your expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. You want to show up, you want to answer questions, you want to build the trust with your clients. And here, of course, as always, I want you to take something away from every episode that is actionable and easy to use. I want you to write down those 5 customer questions you get all the time. And that's your first 5 blog posts. It doesn't have to be hard. It certainly isn't a wild challenge. Just start simple. And if you would like to keep going, I would love to give you a blog blueprint for yourselves. I want you to get that on the resources page of founderscollectivewi.org. I appreciate you so much for hanging out with me today. Don't forget, you can support the show, grab resources, or drop us a tip over at founderscollectivewi.org. And as always, if you love this episode, please share it with a friend, rate the podcast, and I'd love it if you could leave a review so other rural founders can find this too. That's how we're going to grow this community together. So until next time, keep showing up, keep telling your story, and keep building what matters.
Thanks for joining me on the Founders Collective. If today's episode helped you, please take a minute to follow, leave a review, and share it with another rural business owner who may need a boost. You can find more resources and support at founderscollectivewi.org. founderscollectivewisconsin.org. See you next time.